must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much for watching Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from the Political Command Center in London. Good morning in Nairobi, wherever you are in the world watching us. This is Punchline Africa Television, the only television on the continent of Africa, online, that liberates Africa, that talks about Africa. What ails Africa? What destroys Africa? Can we have a renaissance? Elections in Africa, the bogged elections, rigged elections, conflicts in Somalia, Central African Republic, all the way from Tripoli, Libya, burning steel. Nobody is talking about it. But Punchline Africa Television, all the time, throughout 24 hours. Plus the sister station of Radio Punchline Africa. Radio Punchline Africa is one of the best 24 hours, 365. 7 days, 24 hours, the whole year. Tune in online. You don't need cables. You only need bundles. Those in Uganda, wherever you want, your bundles are coming back. But always stick to this television. It is the only one that speaks without fear or favor. Without intimidation. Museveni unatisha watu. Hakuna. You will not close it from London. We shall still be broadcasting direct into Uganda. Hakuna kutishatishwa. Thank you very much. We shall speak the truth to defend Africa. Is Africa watching the continent go down? Today, the People's Court. This is a show, and it will touch the Republic of Kenya. And on the panel, our station has experts. We have a lawyer, we have a professor in conflict resolution, and we have another lawyer and another activist, very sharp shooter, younger generation, the ones that Museveni fears so much in Uganda. When you hear somebody like a Kirimi or Idi, you would like to lock you up immediately. So I have that. Then I have a conflict resolution expert. Miriam today is out on assignment, so she will be in tomorrow. I will guide this debate from my London studios, and I want to thank you very much, all of you, for watching us. Continue to watch us. Today we are gonna come down on a subject. President Uhuru Kenyatta. Before I do that, let me introduce my panel. In the right-hand corner is none other than Douglas Kirimi, all the way from the Central Province Mountains of Meru. Good morning, Douglas.
Good morning, Dr. Masanga. Good morning to our crew at our headquarters in Nairobi, and also to the people that are helping you at the Political Command Center in London, and also to my friend Roya Kidimwaga, and also to Professor Jared Onyari. And I'm happy as a mountaineer and a person from Central Kenya, the President of the Republic of Kenya spoke to the soul of our mountain region and also to the soul of our people. He spoke candidly, and he has said categorically that the BBI process is going to benefit the people from mountain, and also the money that will be used to run a referendum cannot be compared to the billions of money that the rooters have looted and also continued to steal for the BBI process. But we shall recover that money, and I believe before his tenure is done, we shall redeem that money from the thieves and also send them to prison immediately according to BBI.
Wow! It is gonna be motto. Don't be said the rooters. The Ruto has rooted. Yes. All the people in the Tanga have run away because they have cases in court. Mr. President, you have opened this for us. Now we shall go for them. Wallahi ya Mungu. We shall go for them. Open it up. I told you once Uhuru comes out to speak, even the mountains will begin shaking. And therefore, you stop Uhuru Kenyatta to reform. You want to take the country Kenya into Uganda. One of the things, Kidi, my son, the lawyer, this topic is more or less on you. And Kirimi, and for us, I and Professor Onyari, we are conflict resolution experts. We shall cool down the waters.
Thank you, Daktari.
On the left-hand side, I have lawyer Kidi Mwaga. You will interpret us the Kenyan Constitution. Legal, political legal bypass. For the sake of national interest. Do you stop it? I know where I'm going to bring you. But don't worry, you can greet the people.
Thank you, Daktari. It's a wonderful morning coming on Punchline TV to educate the people of Kenya, the people of East Africa, and the people of the world on our responsibility first as young people on moving our countries to a better position. Secondly, President Kenyatta speaking this morning has said he will not arrest people who are abusing him. That speaks to the decency of our president, that he believes in the rule of law, so that people that will be taken to court are people who have looted the resources of this country, monies that could have changed the lives of the young people of Kenya. Those are the people the president is going to ensure that faces the full wrath of the instruments of violence that will be bestowed in the presidency. Thank you, Daktari.
Thank you very much. Next, in the panel, we have Professor Gerard Onyari. Good morning, Professor. Greet the people. Professor. Professor Gerard Onyari. He seemed to be on another line, but let's kickstart the topic. You have already discussed the Good Morning newspapers. You have seen handshake faces stronger turbulence. I don't think it will have a stronger turbulence after Uhuru Kenyatta why Uhuru has kept off Mount Kenya BBI push. It tried to say, there is one thing that I want to state in this debate. We need an Africa without violence. We need a country of Africa, countries in Africa after elections to have no violence. You saw the type of violence that was in the campaigns in the Ugandan elections. It is not very far. It is not in Somalia. It is not in the Central African Republic. It is across the neighbors where your goods that you manufacture in Kenya, you doubt to Kenya manufacturing the goods to feed us, we would have all perished. But without us also giving you the food that you eat, matoke, granuts, pineapples, potatoes, everything, carrots, they all come from our great country, Uganda. They are brought here. We service each other. We stay together as neighbors. There is one thing that Museveni, despite all his badness, he has never kept off the subject of Pan-Africanism. and this is, you know, he knows very well that if he doesn't speak that, Matanga will never be very happy. You know, that's why Museveni adds the word is Pan-Africanism. 3 pillars of Uganda's foreign policy. One of the pillars is Pan-Africanism. On that one, I think that's why he spares most of us. And he doesn't want to finish us or kill us. Because we also speak about Pan-Africanism. We are together. Or he mixes himself to be a Pan-African while butchering and slaughtering some people. But that is That said, I want to come back to Kenya. President Uhuru Kenyatta, Professor Gerard Onyari, could you please speak to the audience? We called you much earlier. You might have been on another line. Please, the people want to hear your voice. Thank you very much, Professor.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Masanga, Douglas, Kidi, and this is a very interesting topic we are discussing. And as we are going to go through it, we are going to give some insights, which is going to be very helpful to the people of Kenya and the people of Africa and around the world. It's a great topic.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Gerard Onyari. Thank you very much for all that you have been there standing for this organization. I want to thank you very much in Nairobi, all of you in that great country, Kenya. The topic as it stands, we have been talking last week about the politics of Uganda, the flawed elections, the rigged elections. But there is one thing that stands out from the Ugandan politics. There is one thing that you must learn, which Museveni himself lamented over, which Uhuru is trying to cure in Kenya. Museveni said one of the things that dismayed him was the type of tribalism. You heard that, Karimi, you heard that, Professor. The type of voting pattern on tribal basis. But there is one thing that I want to ask. When the Banyankole, where Museveni is born, voted for him, and he swept 99.9, actually 100.1% each polling station, Baganda did not complain about the tribalism. But when the Baganda voted 99 or 100% for Chagulanyi, plus Matsanga's constituency voted 99%. Actually, mine was 99. It wanted to do. If there was extra percentage, my bitterness for my people, and that Museveni learned it, is still high. The whole district. Usiende huko una vunja jina yangu tena. Usivunja jina yangu. The strength, my people, the strength in my district, my Mbale, as you know it, the original Mbale has enemy. It shows you that one day they will rise a star from the east. The Intersos did not vote you. They are voting because they have nobody. The Northerners voted because Matanga did not come to speak. Remember, I brought peace in Northern Uganda. The challenge of 2026, Mr. President, will be, if you are on the ballot still, this time it is this giant who will remove you. When the Baganda did not speak, when the Bagandas voted, it is tribalism. But when the Banyankole voted for him, it is not tribalism. This is the thing Mr. President of the Republic of Kenya wants to chew up from your politics. President Uhuru Kenyatta wants to bring BBI to chew up the type of politics that we have in our country. I tried to cure it in northern Uganda. It has now resurrected in the southern Uganda, where the kingdom is rising. The star of the 700 years of kingdom has resurrected. And the President Museveni is courting trouble. If the whole area around Kampala and the other cities don't like you, where will you take your development? So don't court trouble. Don't court trouble. That's what Kenyatta is trying to do. That's what President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is trying to do in Kenya. The 9 points of BBI are a reflection of what the society of Kenya is. Ruto talks of election 2022, talks of a wheelbarrow. What election will Ruto take part in if it is not well amended constitutionally? If the Electoral Commission of Kenya is not well placed, all of you saw what the Constitution, the Electoral Commission of Uganda did. You saw it came with results of 2016 because time was running and they started reading those figures. It is now going back. They are arresting people with the original forms. Have you seen? So that they destroy the original forms. That is what is happening in Uganda now. All the agents of Mr. Bob Wine are in hiding because the agents are given original forms. So the army is saying, bring them back. You see, that is what Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is seeking to avoid with Raila Odinga in 2022. And Ruto should have seen that Ruto could win this election in 2022. We don't mind. I don't mind because that is the people, the choice of the people of Kenya. But let him allow the president to level the ground, to change the electoral commission, to bring an electoral commission that has substance. The current electoral commission is warped. I think I've spoken good English there, warped. It is warped. It doesn't have the muscle. It will produce the results like the Ugandan results. The Ugandan results are a clear example. It's a catalyst for Uhuru Kenyatta now and forever, for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to form a BBI type of legacy of 9 points. And I would like, Professor, if you get a chance, you tell us the 9 points, which are very clear. Look for them. I can remember about 6, 7 of them, but the others disappear. One of them is ethos. People have no
ethos.
Integrity. Ethos, national unity, elections, you see, corruption. President Uhuru Kenyatta today talked very well about corruption while addressing the people of Mount Kenya. And I would like Kirimi. Let me begin with Kirimi. You are from the mountains of Kenya. President Uhuru Kenyatta sent it back to the sender, that the money that you are talking about, it is the same you, Ruto and the group, who corruptly took the money and became corrupt. Now today, Kirimi can recite that quote for the president. And I would like the studio to put that quote on the camera for people to see what the president said about the money stolen. You talk of BBI, 2 billion, 14 billion, but you have forgotten the money of Sky Team, which stole money. All the people who are in this wheelbarrow movement are thieves. They have cases. Are these the people you want to leave your country? They would sell the parliament land title. They could sell the title of the churches. Our church leaders are aware that this man is marking the titles, land titles. Because already in the Ministry of Lands, Mr. President, they have called for all the titles. We don't know why they want to call them. The minister is calling for all the titles to return. What does the minister want to do with them? So when you look at what President Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to fight, to create a united Kenya, then you look at what Museveni is lamenting about, that his people have voted him, but he doesn't want Chagulanyi's people to vote Chagulanyi. Then you can see that Uhuru Kenyatta is right to maintain the unity before elections. Let's not even talk about the 22 elections. And Mr. President, on this one, I stand by you. I stand with you up to Jerusalem. Even if it means the elections being postponed, which Kenyans can go in constitutionally to change the date. It is, sorry, it can be changed. It is not mandatory that it is not one of the hinging points, isn't it? The dates can differ. The dates can be discussed in Parliament. They don't need a referendum. Am I right? Am I right? You're a lawyer. You can change the dates, the times when you can have an election. But you don't need a referendum to change the date of the elections. If you want to change them from August to December, you can take the motion to the Parliament and amend and say we can have this election. But all this, if you see President Uhuru Kenyatta's quotes that you see there, the last quote says, Kenyans should not be blinded by the noise made by Ruto. Me, I'm adding that word because it is Ruto making the noise. About BBI will use this money, 2 billion or 14 billion. How much has been looted by the looter? Kirimi, over to you. Open the floor for us. How much?
Thank you, Dr. David Matsanga from the Political Command Center in London, and also to my people in Mount Kenya. I will send you a letter before I send another letter to the Deputy President, William Ruto. My people in Mount Kenya region, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and also the leader from our region, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, spoke today. He spoke on the basis of the people that have been writing letters to him, telling him how the people have not been able to access the president and also development record, and also spoke about the unpopularity of BBI. My people in Mount Kenya region, remember, the President of the Republic of Kenya spoke candidly, and he said the campaigns for BBI process have not begun around the country, and nobody can claim that the BBI process is unpopular. Our people, you know that it is true that the BBI itself and the booklet and also the BBI tours have not started in Mount Kenya or any other part of the country. So I want to term the sentiment from Murang'a Senator Irungu Kang'ata, who has gone ahead and also mocked us around 11 counties into the 11 people who sat in his house in Murang'a County and said we are dissatisfied and also we don't support the BBI process. There is no way 27 people can represent a whole region of 27 of 11 counties and over 6 million voters cut across Mount Kenya region. The President of the Republic of Kenya spoke to you and to the soul of our mountains, and he spoke and his sound was clear. His mind was clear that his development record in Mount Kenya region has been used expeditiously by the Deputy President and other people who are in his entourage to be able to gain political mileage. My people in Mount Kenya region, one of those people in Mount Kenya region is the member for Madira constituency, the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, who has gone ahead and also used the road in Kirimukoyo ward and also other places in Madira, where the president has been able to construct roads using the national government without the input of NGCDF, which Mr. Gachagua ends, and he has gone ahead to besmirch the president and also his administration for non-development in Madira constituency. Another individual that has gone ahead and also made sure that the President of the Republic of Kenya is seen as a non-performer in Mount Kenya region is the Honorable Indikiri Mugambi of Bori constituency in Meru County, where the President has constructed a road between Ruairi and Kibirichia, and also the same road that connects Kerwa Market in Bori constituency. Our people, you have seen the Ruringo Stadium in Nyeri County that the President of the Republic of Kenya has been able to continue putting up, and also the Wanguru Stadium in Mwea, actually in Mwea Township. It's been put up in Gurubani town by the President of the Republic of Kenya. Our people, you are not blind to the fact that the President of the Republic of Kenya under his administration has been able to dual carriage, to construct the dual carriage from Keno to Sagana, from Sagana to Marua Junction in Nyeri County. And our people, you are not blind to the President of the Republic of Kenya when he constructed Kenoru Stadium to international standards. And also to the people of Meru who has been told the BBI is unpopular because the President put his attention for the development into BBI process by the Deputy President William Ruto, who has moved into a conman that has been riding on the same projects that is matching the President on in Mount Kenya region. He has been able to construct the bypasses in Meru Town. Today, the people of Meru Town can bear me witness that are watching this and that shall watch this in future, that in Meru Town there are no traffic jams, and these roads have been able to create opportunities for so many business people. Our people in Tharaka Nithi County and also Meru County enjoy a road called Mate Road that was conceived in 1980s, that the President of the Republic of Kenya has been able to continue from Kadwana town, from Kadwana to Shiakariga, from Shiakariga to Mitungu, from Mitungu to Meru Town. The people of Meru, the record of President Uhuru Kenyatta is clear. The record of President Uhuru Kenyatta is clear on the construction of Isiolo International Airport, where we can be able to transport our Miraa to international communities and also other countries like Uganda. Our people in Mount Kenya region, the President of the Republic of Kenya spoke today candidly and boldly on the people that have been stealing and also looting our resources. There are so many water ponds and dams that have not been able to be constructed because the Deputy President William Ruto has been able to steal from you. And also the President said you cannot be able to steal from poor and also feed Cyrus. The people of Mount Kenya, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, has been stealing from our people, has been stealing from Karimeno Dam, has been stealing from Marua Keno Dual Carriage Road, has been stealing from every major road, the Mau Mau Road that connects 4 counties in Mount Kenya region, so that he can be able to continue funding his illegitimate 2022 campaign, because he is a government official who is the principal assistant constitutionally to the President of the Republic of Kenya. Our people, I want to ask you in Mount Kenya region, are you going to listen to an outsider, or you are going to listen to the President that is committed to the development and also to the movement of goods and services when the infrastructure is put in place through the Mau Mau Road that is connecting over 4 counties, through Nyandarua, in Nyandarua County, where the President is constructing the biggest potato processing plant in Africa? Or you are going to listen to a political conman that wants your votes alone? And to Mount Kenya youths, I want to write a small letter to you. Do you know that the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya has been giving vehicles and also buses to the people in Rift Valley, to the people, to our young people in Mount Kenya region, especially in Githurai? The only thing he can give you is an handout, a small handout, and also wheelbarrows. Are you sure this is the same man that talks about wheelbarronomics that he cannot speak of in Bomet County and also in his own turf of Yos and Gishu in Talbo constituency? How many people in Talbo constituency, Kalmagut village or also Sugoi village, that have received wheelbarrows from the conman that has been conning our people in the region, besmirching the President of the Republic of Kenya? Our people and our young people in Mount Kenya region, I want you to tell me how many churches have been able to be disintegrated and destroyed by the politics of it in the Rift Valley region by the Deputy President, if it is not in Mount Kenya region. In our region, our people, I want you to show me the record of what the President has not been able to deliver on what he said. He has said he is coming back to the mountain and he shall come with the promises that he made to us. I have been able to compile and also through this television, and thanks to Dr. David Masanga, and also tell the people what the President has done. It does not take a miracle for you to know what the president has done in Murang'a County. It does not take you a miracle for you to know what the president has done in Nyeri or Meru or any other part of the region. In Kiambu County, where the president of the Republic of Kenya comes from, the people have seen the record of the president from Ruiru town to Githunguri, where I don't come from. I do business, I go there. I have seen the road the president has constructed. Why is the deputy president not telling us about it? Our people of Mount Kenya, the record is clear. The land line is drawn. The sand and the land and the soil of this republic shall be defended by people who are true to the land and also to the president of the Republic of Kenya. Our people, before I conclude my letter to you, have you asked the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, why is he riding on the back of the president of the Republic of Kenya? If Uhuru Kenyatta is a non-performer in Mount Kenya region, why does he keep mentioning the roads, the airports, in Isiolo International Airport, the Miraa issue in Mount Kenya region? My people who are Miraa farmers and also coffee farmers and also tea farmers, I'm coming for you.
Okay.
Is the deputy president telling you? Is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya telling you the president has been able to accept the tea bill 2020?
Okay. Thank you very much. Hold the fire before you come for the coffee farmers. You should tell people that the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya is a great friend of Museveni. Can you tell them yourself?
On Kenya people, remember the president of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta.
There are thousands of Ugandans, thousands of East Africans, thousands of Africans on the television. They want to know the relationship between Museveni and Ruto. So if Kenyans are going to vote this guy, you know whom you are voting for. Sasa mikono gloves are off. Wewe aterere.
Our people in Mount Kenya region, I want you to be very clear and very candid. The president has drawn the land line on the land, and also we need to tell the people the truth. The people in Mount Kenya region, especially in Laikipia County and Nyandarua County that are animal farmers and also that keep livestock, remember the deputy president has been steering your cattle through cattle rustling, a racket in this country, and also the KDF has been able to stop that. Dr. Masanga, I have to say the truth because this is in public domain. The KMC, we cannot be able to sell our animals. The people in Mount Kenya region, especially in Meru where we keep animals, we cannot sell to KMC because the deputy president has been stealing the same animals and selling to KMC. But thanks to President Uhuru Kenyatta, he has been able to come out and also deliver the people of Mount Kenya and other places in this country. We can sell our animals to KMC, Kenya Meat Commission, without an hassle. Remember, the same man that comes to Mount Kenya every morning, robbing Paul to be able to pay Cyrus, robbing Peter to pay Simon, the same man has been a great friend of a dictator, a shameless man in Uganda, a man that has been killing the dreams of young people. Remember, he has been talking about the Wilberonomics of empowering the young people. Museveni is not empowering the young people. Museveni is killing people in Uganda. Deputy President has donated choppers to the campaign in 2021 for Museveni. And also in 2013, he went campaigning and telling the people of Uganda, this is a man to secure your future. A dictator that has been in power for over 36 years, stifling the voices of young people. President Uhuru Kenyatta said today, he is not going to arrest any man, any person in Mount Kenya or any other place who insults him. In Uganda, if you insult Ruto in Uganda, not Museveni, you languish in prison. When Ruto comes to power, this is the mentor, this is the man that has been guiding him in every way. Actually, alimpea ng'ombe ziko na pembe kubwa. He has given him a gift of big cows owned. Who does that? This is a man who admires Museveni's way of dressing, keeping cows and everything. Our people, you need to understand the logic behind the support that the Museveni and Ruto actors are doing. When Ruto routes our funds from our road construction and other places, he takes it to Ugandan banks. We have the data. We have no time for that. The president said the money is coming to our country. The money is coming from Museveni and is coming back to our country. Remember, the same man that has been able to besmirch the president in Mount Kenya region has not constructed any road. The president said in that address, those roads are not constructed from the rooftops of the car that Deputy President William Ruto sits on rooted funds. That car does not belong to the government of Kenya. That car is bought by money from Aroren Kimorel, a man that denies water to his own people. Tell me, Mount Kenya people, I tire talking about Deputy President. I tire talking about corruption. Tell me, a man that denies the people of Kimorel water. How can he be able to give you water, my people? How can he give you water, my people? How can he give you roads when he can steal from his own people in Aroren Kimorel? Tell me, my people.
Hold the fire. Thank you very much, younger generation. Thank you very much from Nairobi in Meru. This is the political command center of Punchline Africa Television, all the way from London. And Museveni will not stop us from broadcasting. Thank you. And we shall broadcast and tell the truth. Never shall we be threatened. Ruto is a friend of Museveni. Ruto went to Makerere University. He never studied even anywhere. He went to this, to excoriate on our university. You know, we are very tired. You know, you don't take corruption in our university. Some of us who have studied this subject to a higher level, whose degrees were not written for. Nobody wrote my degree. Nobody. I cleaned toilets in London. I worked in a train station in order to study and pick them. This guy sat down and somebody wrote a doctorate for him. Shame. Scare. The people of Kenya, be careful. What the younger man is saying there is very careful. For us and the professor, our role here is to silence fire. When the fire come, there is a question on the topic. Why are you detaining Bob Wine when you have defeated him? That is all. Why we brought in Ruto? It's because he gave a helicopter for Museveni to campaign. Therefore, the younger men in Kenya who are following the man who admires Hitler. You know, if you have a Hitler wearing a kofia, wearing the same shirt, wearing the same stick, going to touch the same cows, Hitler started that way. Kiddy, you're a lawyer. I want you to come in. President Uhuru Kenyatta says, this morning he has opened up his heart. We were waiting for this so that we can answer this marauding army. A marauding army of men who have cases in the court of corruption. A marauding army who insult the president from morning up to evening. But the question is, and which I want to bring, and I don't lose the focus. Museveni yesterday, the other day, cried that tribalism, people voted on tribal lines in Uganda. Yet for him, when they voted him in Nyankole, but Nyankole voted him 120%. He did not complain. But when Baganda complained, voted their man Chagulanyi, plus my people, I'm proud. Why I'm talking proudly? My people voted Chagulanyi. And my people, we deserve to be the leaders of opposition in parliament because it's the only seat outside Buganda region. We fought day and night. This general you see here. Yes, 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 yes. I have people who know me. They love me. Yes, and Date Museveni know that you will kill not everybody. Some of us are still there. We are prepared. But if we go, we have children. Some of our children are well educated. Not these ones of yours, the one you just see, promoted yesterday. Well educated. Don't threaten. Release this boy to be free. Let him organize his people, papers. We have given him the documents to take to court. Do you know what the president did? he now put the court on 3 months leave. Now, why is it? This man, he now put the court to go on 3 months leave so that we don't file our documents. 3 months from now will be in April. Very little time for us to have the case determined. But that is not a problem. And I want Ugandans, don't go to violence. Leave us. We went to school to academically wrestle this guy. Don't go to violence yet. Don't. I've told Besigye, I've told Rwakana Rugunda, I don't care. I've called Rwakana Rugunda and I told him, what will you do? What? I've told him, you are my friend. We were in Tanzania, you were in Lusaka, we were in exile, all of us together. We fought, we removed Idi Amin. Is this what you want? Is this what you want? You beat up small boys? You beat up a boy? You lock him in a house? There is no food to eat? He can't even go to the toilet? His water is cut off? Is this what you want? You want people to wear back their uniforms? We don't just talk like a roto.
So, Dr. let me...
So I want to bring you in on the basis that one, and that is the basis, does the political legal bypass serve the interests of any nation like Kenya? For example, is it necessary to bring, let me bring the whole thing because we have gone to the other side. Is it necessary to have a governor to save a situation in Nairobi? Do you use what the government has done is a political legal bypass. That's the bypass I used against ICC. It's me who introduced a legal bypass on the ICC. If the heart is not functioning, you must use another route to pump in blood in the heart. And I succeeded. People were going for legal. And I want to explain this for kids so that you know. People were saying the ICC is a legal instrument. ICC is a club of mafia. It's a club of diplomats. It doesn't listen to you unless you have worked in the UN. Unless you have drunk 10 cups of coffee every morning, looking for this, talking like a diplomat. It doesn't listen to you. It is a legal entity, but you must go political bypass. What the people of Nairobi did is a legal political bypass. What does it mean? Instead of wasting resources, of bringing another mayor, another governor who is going to eat our money, they have already got the governor who was already seconded there. So I am asking a question candidly. Don't fear to tell me if I'm wrong. Do people eat in why is it that, can I ask you as a lawyer, that Pontius Pilate failed to see any wrong in Jesus? And then he said, send this man to Herod. Am I right, Professor?
You are right.
Herod was in one of the hotels drinking wine. The emperor, this man was the governor of the province of Judea. But there was an emperor there. He said, please, I don't see anything wrong here. But go and take this man to the boss. And when the boss looked at the guy, what was Pontius Pilate doing? A political, legal bypass. Not because Pontius did not know what Jesus had done. He knew that according to the Roman law, there were some faults of defying the emperor. As Pilate wanted, Kidi was to have a verdict from the emperor. What has happened in Nairobi? You bring back the same mafia. Look at the side that people who have paraded to become the governors. Already, the group that the President Uhuru Kenyatta is talking about as the swindlers, they have already lined up. You bring them back with 1 year and 6 months to elections. Yes, the Constitution can say so. But does the Constitution override the national interest? That's my question.
Thank you, Daktari. Every legal scholar will tell you that in the relationship between the law, democracy, and governance all over the world, there are instances when political questions emerge. And all over the historical landscape, all political questions that have emerged within polities are resolved using political solutions. A case in point was the 2007 disputed presidential elections, when the United Nations, in its infinite wisdom, appointed Chief Mediator Kofi Annan and a panel of eminent persons to come and mediate the Kenyan problem at that point in time. They were resolving a political dispute using political solutions. Now, let me fast forward to Nairobi 2021. Governor Sonko appointed Anne Kananu. Then midstream, he leaves office, but the appointment was still holding. So the question is, was Anne Kananu's appointment, vetting, and appointment within the constitutional threshold? The answer is yes. The answer is yes, because there is no single provision of the law that is stopping the vetting and appointment of Governor Kananu. But then let us move beyond the black and white of the Constitution, and let us go to the County Government Act, which is the enabling legislation on this matter. Section 32 of the County Government Act gives the Speaker the powers to act as a governor, as a substantive governor, in the event that there is no governor or deputy governor. In that case, people are asking that who will appoint, will sign the appointment letter of Governor Kananu, of Ms. Kananu. The answer is, relying on Section 32 of County Government Act, the Speaker will sign the Deputy Governor's letter of appointment. And therefore, that will enable the Deputy Governor to assume the role of the Governor. The other question is it prudent that in the midst of a pandemic, that right now we escalate the political temperature in the capital hub, in the business capital, in the market capital of East Africa? The answer is always politics, as a question of who gets what and how, must always organize the people to ensure that the best interests of the people always prevail. In this question, therefore, I will submit that the political answer, as long as it has not breached the Constitution or fundamental freedom of anyone as it has done, therefore, this is the sound position of the law. The people who are saying that the law has been violated, they have had since last Friday or Thursday to tell us any specific proviso of the law that has been violated. None of them has come forward to tell us exactly which provision of the law has been violated. The last time I saw, one of them was trying to quote Article 1.1, which is a very vague legislation in this regard. I submit that, Tari.
Thank you very much. I think you have come to where I was looking for. Some breaking news coming from Uganda. The anonymous internet has blocked Museveni's all government. There's a battle going on now. Anonymous hackers also disrupted everything. And I just want to plead with the anonymous guys, please. There are some patients in hospitals that need the breaking news coming all the way from Uganda is Ugandans have been asked by anonymous, you know who they are? We don't know who they are. We don't know how they are. We don't know how they look like. But they have asked Ugandans, they have blocked also Museveni to make any message. But now they want to ask Ugandans to trend, and they are trending to remove dictator. That is the trend. So East or West, I think the President Museveni needs to do more dialogue. He needs to cool down and stop threatening people with these military uniforms. Dialogue, refresh himself, do Kenyatta style or BBI. Honestly, it would be very good if he asked Professor Onyari, he would help him to do a BBI, a handshake. Yes. You have a point there, my brother Kidi. These guys have not brought out any evidence as to why they oppose the governor. And by the way, breaking news right now, Mr. Mutura, the acting governor has handed over just now. It has just come. Kwisha. There is one way you can annul the elections of Nairobi. There are 4 ways. Can I tell you? Can I be sacrificed? Can I sacrifice information for you? You can stop Anne from being the mayor of governor of Nairobi through the court, which the court cannot do. Because the court will serve public interest. I don't know whether you saw why I brought this topic. What does the court do? Public interest. How is the city being managed today? The governor who was there cried that he could not handle all these things. Mr. President, help me. President Uhuru Kenyatta went and helped him. So there is no judge in this country who can remove the governor. Why? This governor has already appropriated the money. You get my point?
Yes.
She has already appointed people. Some money in this process has already over 32 billion, isn't it? Has been expended. So how will you correct that? 2, you can only remove Anne from the governorship by death. God forbid. I'm not saying she can. But for now, it is impossible. You can only remove her by her resigning. If she resigns, then you can stop her from being the governor of Nairobi. 4, you can now impeach her. If you can impeach her, which I don't think is likely, this lady has already grabbed the seat. She's not going to leave as Ruto and the group might think. There is no judge in the interest of the public, in the public interest of a nation, a city which is flourishing, a city which is now shining because the new management of general body, you can walk nicely, you can even pick food from the road and eat. I'm telling my fellow Ugandans who are watching me. In Nairobi, you can pick food. Kampala, Museveni has taken all the money and built his kingdom, his cities across in areas that gave him not our place. What has he built in our place? That's why some of us did not want a vote to vote him. The hospital that my father brought in Bududa has never had a paint since 1968. Since 1985, there is not a single coat of paint. So how do you think the hospital looks like? These were infrastructures of a legacy of Obote and other people. What has he brought? He has built the other time. Kampala city itself, if it rains, you feel like you are sinking in Lake Victoria. Is that what we look for? Nairobi city today under Sonko, it was sinking. Do Kenyans want to go back to that type of administration? Believe me or not, no judge can remove Anne Kananura. What is the name? Kananura. Nobody can remove her. She got it. In fact, they have just handed her the governorship on a civil platter. You can go to court even this. First of all, the court stopped her. And the case was in court. Why was the case in the court? Because they didn't want her to be. But once the case was removed, Professor, it now remained that she was free. But you don't stop the process. The governor, Sonko, was supposed not to go to the office, but remain the governor, isn't it? Until recently. So if there were things that Sonko had done, they remain legal. They are legally there. So Kananura is legally in the office. It is impossible for you to remove this lady. Over to you, Professor Onyari. Combine the Ugandan scenario of tribalism, the BBI. You have 9 points because I had tasked you to read some of them. You as a professor of conflict resolution, alert the world and talk to the world. From Nairobi in Kenya, Professor Gerard Onyari.
Daktari, before Professor comes in,
yes,
just to add on what you said, what Sonko legal actions that Sonko performed in office as governor remains binding. But however, in instances where some of those actions were still midstream, were incomplete, the governor in office, the speaker, acting as governor by dint of section 32 of the County Government Act, can complete. Yes, very good. Thank you. Yes,
can complete.
Yes.
The matter that remained there was the Anne was stopped by the court. But yes, when the court releases her, she still, it doesn't mean she loses her priority of having been selected by Governor Sonko to be the governor.
Yes. Yes.
I wrote to you there last week that one of the most important things in human political science, which I teach, is strategy. Ruto's people have no strategy. Their mouths are as open as their legs. Yeah, because you find most of the women MPs opening their mouths. I don't want to say more than that because it is prime time TV. You know, they go on shouting like a Margaret Wanjiru, that is a bishop what? Shouting. A bishop does not call names, does not call people names. Which church is this which calls people names? You're a bishop of a minister of God. You go and unite with people to call others names. You can't be voted. strategy. One of the things that Kenyatta has, believe me or not, like it or not, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has strategy. Never mess with him on strategy. Mess with other people. He has the best strategists so far. And when you touch them, they will bring, I told you, I wrote the other week, I said the most important thing of a human being in political science is strategy. When you lack strategy, that is when you go wrong. I said it also yesterday, that what has killed Ugandan opposition, on top of Museveni being a very bad man, is the lack of a strategy for them to have a united front. If we added the points that on top of Chagulani's vote, if we had added all these other points, we could have got 44%. Over to you, Professor Gerard Onyari.
Thank you, Dr. Masanga. Let me just have this to say as regards the Ugandan scenario. First of all, let me just associate myself with you that I believe in the struggle. Born in the struggle, living the struggle, I will die in the struggle. We will hand the pattern to the next generation, the pattern of struggle. Struggling is the really essence of life. We have to struggle with what we make. So, let me just have this to ask. Why did the Ugandans go to exile to dismantle the regime of Idi Amin? It was because of poor governance. It was because of killing people. It was because of mistreating people. And the people said, enough is enough. Is he in power today? No. Did he die in exile like a dog? Yes. Museveni is complaining about tribalism. What do you expect people to do when you put your wife a minister in government? When you put your sons in the military? When you put your brothers in the military? When you put all the Banyankore in positions of government? Surely, Dr. Masanga, what do you want people to do? I need to be educated. Dr. Masanga, if you keep on pouring water into a cup, when it fills, it boils down.
Yes.
He may think that, you know, Dr. Masanga, when I talk about the war, when I talk about the struggle and a war, there are so many petrels. What Museveni has won is just a petrol, one petrol. But we will continue struggling until we win the war. We will win the war because God is with the people. When you see the entire Baganda people, Baganda is a kingdom. When you see the people in your district voting against him, you ask yourself, and that's why I want to recommend him to the 9-point agenda, which was identified by the Prime Minister and President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. When these gentlemen come down and they said, "Oh my God, no, we can't continue doing things, assuming things as usual." Museveni cannot assume that he will just put his people. Dr. Masanga, when you see a quite number of your ministers being voted out, what does it tell you? You were equally voted out except you rigged yourself. So the way forward, Kenya was walking toward that route. But I want to say, and this is what Dr. William Ruto, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, should hear this. You cannot delete or erase history. There is no doubt the father of the current president, Jomo Kenyatta, was a freedom fighter. There is no doubt the father of the prime minister was a freedom fighter. So when they reflected back and said, why should we destroy this beautiful country which our fathers fought for? When Ruto sits down and reflects back, what does it reflect? It is on how you root from the country. We cannot be talking about that the government doesn't have money and someone is carrying money in wheelbarrows and dishing out. So what I'm trying to say, and this is what I want, I hope President Museveni and his handlers are listening to us. When President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and the Prime Minister, they said, what is making us do all this nonsense? How can we build a cohesive and a united country? They came out with the 9-point agenda, Dr. Masanga. They identified corruption as one of them. Dr. Masanga, more than 300 to 500 billions in a year goes to corruption. And then you talk about 300, and then you talk about 14 billion, which can go for referendum. And that's what the president was asking this morning. Why haven't you asked the money which is going for corruption? So they identified corruption. And that's why the deputy president of the country of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, will never support BBI. Why? One of the agendas is corruption. They realized, Dr. Masanga, there is a technical antagonism and competition. That is a life and death. When we go for an election, Dr. Masanga, look at here, look here. Be it as it may, let us assume President Museveni, Kaguta Museveni, won the election fairly. Why is he putting the grandson in house arrest? The grandson who has got children, Dr. Masanga. The grandson, the father who has got a wife. You want to put the military people, and I want to warn the African military people, the army. They are there to protect the people, the citizens, and not an individual who is a dictator. It's just a matter of time, and you corrupt. So ethnic antagonism and competition was identified by the Prime Minister and the President. They said wherever we go for an election, we go for divisive elections. People see that if we lose an election, we have lost everything in our life. That's why we are going to fix our IPC, Dr. Masanga. They identified that they looked at it and found that the Kenyans don't see the need to be called Kenyans. Wanachionea, wanachirumia kwa wa Kenya. So they said we must address national ethos. Kenyans, yeah, both young, old, marginalized, must see themselves as Kenyans. Dr. Masanga, the president and the prime minister say that let us include everybody. Let everybody sit on the table. But when you go to the table, you must go with manners. And this is where the deputy president is scoring very ugly. Nobody has stopped from Kenyans working genuinely, improving all the conditions so that you can be able to put food on the table. So they talked about inclusivity. The young, the old, the physically challenged persons, and everybody else. They talked about inclusivity, Dr. Masanga. For the first time in the history of this country, they said, how do we include people or bring people into inclusivity? They said money must be developed to every village in this country. The future MCS, if we are going to pass PBI, and it's going to pass, they will have not less than 100 million in a financial year to be able to fix things which are happening in the village and their wards. They may need water, they may need a bridge, they may need to fix some small roads. Dr. Masanga, you can see in this country people are not safe. People are not secure. So they said we must address safety and security. They proceeded to say, when we make the wealth of this country, must it be in one region of this country? And this is where I am persuaded that all of us must be able to share prosperity. If Kenya is prospering, Dr. Masanga, let us share the prosperity. If we are not prospering, let us share the losses. And I find out that was a noble idea, Dr. Masanga. They proceeded to say, yes, unasema kila kitu serikali saidia, kila serikali saidia, let the government do this, let the government do this. They say there must be the responsibilities of the citizens. And there must be rights. Like now, children, yes, the Kenyan Constitution addresses about the rights of children. Yes, fine. But what are you seeing the students doing to the teachers? What are you seeing the children killing their parents, going and killing the entire family? So there must be responsibility. There must be rights. Rights that they cannot be absolute, Dr. Masanga. There must be responsibility on our part. And if Ugandans approaches this approach, Dr. Masanga, of the handshake, they can take that country of the banana forward. There is no way, Dr. Masanga, you exclude people. There is no way you can be able to mistreat people. There is no way you can take people for a ride. You can take all the people for a ride, but not all the time. A time comes and people tells you no. So I submit, Dr. Masanga, that the way forward for Africa is to have a redemption strategy. And they can listen to us. They can listen to you. When you say that you are going for him in 2026, is for sure, we are going for him. We are going for him. And if I were him, I would go for the handshake and prepare to leave power in a dignified manner rather than to be hunted out of office. Dr. Masanga, let me just also conclude by saying you talked about the capital city of Nairobi, about Anna Kananu Mwenda becoming the deputy governor and subsequent becoming the governor for Nairobi. He was validly and legitimately appointed by the governor who was in office. Governor Songo, Mike Mbuvi Songo. Kenyans, because we have come a country of litigation, Dr. Masanga, we cannot stop you from going to court. They went to court, they got orders, and Dr. Masanga, they did not prosecute the matter. It has taken almost a whole year, and which one also, Dr. Masanga, which makes us doubt on how our judiciary functions. You cannot go to court, get an injunction, and say until the matter is heard and determined, and nobody prosecutes Dr. Masanga. So what happened? When Governor Songo was impeached, the Constitution and the County Government Act says that the Speaker acts. The Speaker has been in fact the act. He has released money to NMS.
Yes.
And the people, Dr. Masanga, who took the case to court, they decided out of their own volition to go and remove the case. What stops the county assembly of Nairobi, Dr. Masanga, to fight Anna Kananu Mwenda, of which they did, and they found there's nothing which will stop her from assuming the office as deputy governor. She has been sworn in as a governor. What happens? What does the Constitution say, Dr. Masanga, when you become a deputy governor? You act and become the governor. So what Mutura, the Speaker, will do now is to languish because the matter has sorted itself. So what we want to do, Dr. Masanga, and what you have said, that when it comes to matters of the national interest, we are facing a pandemic. God has come on our way. We are going to save almost 500 million, which we could have gone for the by-election. So the Tanga people, Dr. Masanga, should come forward and we support BBI. It is something which will take this country forward. It is something which is there for prosperity. They can't run away from responsibility. They cannot leave this matter to the President alone and the Prime Minister. It is a good document. One day, God will vindicate this television station because we have spoken the truth as it is. I submit, Dr. Masanga.
Thank you very much. I brought this topic of national interest. I brought this topic because I want to thank you very much for highlighting the redemption strategy. A redemption strategy that Museveni could have used, like the BBI. BBI in Kenya is a format of a redemption, building bridges. When Uhuru Kenyatta won the election of 2017, the second round, whether it was attended by the opposition or not, it remains to be debatable. Whether it was one in which manner, it remains debatable. What he did was to look out for Raila Amolo Odinga. What Museveni today should be doing, and I want people not to misunderstand me, that we are taking time on Uganda. No, Uganda, once it goes to chaos, security-wise,
Yes.
intelligence-wise,
Yes.
if Uganda goes to chaos, Kenya cannot have its trading pattern.
Yes.
It is very important that this television speaks out loudly against what is going on and brings facts out. What is the use of going to arrest a younger man? You cut water, you stop food. The food that was in the house is finished. What are they eating? Are those human rights? Are those human rights? That is why I am pleading that Museveni uses a BBI building of bridges initiative handshake. Now it has been revealed that the entire district of Wakiso, which includes Entebbe, the polling stations, all the votes were not added. It is in the Daily Monitor. They have published it. They just didn't announce the votes of Wakiso, which is the most densely populated area of opposition. So what Museveni can do today, because if Kenya doesn't speak about this, this problem is going to come to Kenya. Where will people run to when a war begins? They'll run to Kenya.
To the neighbor.
So Kenya has got a right, and the people have got a right now. Security-wise, intelligence-wise, Kenya has to monitor the situation in Uganda. The situation in Uganda is as I have told you now. If you don't listen to me and you don't take steps to persuade these guys to come to a BBI format, which Uhuru Kenyatta formed and brought in existence with Raila Odinga, I bet it's going to be difficult for Museveni with the rising nationalism of Uganda Kingdom. Remember, they have been sacrificing quite a lot for Museveni. Since 1981, they sacrificed quite a lot. The man went to fight a war in their area, and it is them who died. They have sacrificed. They can rise that nationalism. Why didn't he fight the war in Rwakitura? They have a right to query this. So the easiest way, the person who is lying to President Museveni today, that you are going to use force to kill all people, to lock all the Chagulanyis, the more you use force, the more problems you are going to have.
That's true. Let me listen to
Because
you.
other Chagulanyis are going to emerge, maybe even more sophisticated than you. Because one of the things that President Museveni does, he doesn't fear a war. He likes anybody who declares war because he uses those boys to kill. But if you open up an academic war, intellectual war, he will send even 2,000 troops to kill you. If you didn't know my brother there, I know him from Tanzania. So I'm telling you, these are facts. He doesn't have the intellectual capacity to reason. He will not stand anybody reason like a Chakulani. He will not. He would rather sweep him aside. You know, he would like to use people like my elder from West Nile, the Deputy Prime Minister, Moses Ali. Because Moses Ali is yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. But if you have a man like Dr. Bukenya, who has who has studied strategy, a professor of medicine who can bring your body back to life. And he cannot sit there to say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have to sack him. That's why he sacked. So, one of the things that I want to plead with my Kenyan friends is to analyze the situation across the bridge. They better, the intelligence system, the government must know what is going on. And this topic is handy. So don't think we are concentrating on it without showing. We wanted to show, to talk, so that maybe the president can hear and bring a BBI format in Uganda. Instead of President Museveni going to beat up Bob Wine, let him go and persuade him. But the tactics that is laying, he now sent, the president directed that the courts, the Supreme Court, the High Court have gone on leave. So there will be no cases. You can't file any case. Because there is fear that once people start going to court, there will be people knowing the truth at the moment now. But the truth is coming out in the newspapers. The whole district of Wakiso, the votes of Mr. Chagulanyi were not counted, were not added. So he could have come to almost 5 million votes. So you see, all these are coming out. And this is not going to be very good. As much as now everybody in Buganda knows that the guy is against us. It's going to be very difficult to govern that country. Obote tried it in 1966. You saw what happened. The nationalism never went down.
Came out.
It has resurrected. It has resurrected. You won't stop the Buganda nationalism. Is rising every day. The more you pin, the more you beat this boy, the more you go send troops in Magere to beat up a man and lock his wife inside there. You know there are some men who are very jealous of other people's beautiful women. And in Uganda we have very many. Yeah. You know this boy might be beaten because he has a beautiful wife. And somebody will think, I wish this wife was mine. We have instances there in Uganda where people fight over women. You know them. At least for me, I have one Muganda woman whom I've married, and I don't fight over anybody. I'm married from the Buganda kingdom. Yes, very comfortably for 43 years. I don't have any problem. I don't admire other people's wives. But there are some people in Uganda who admire other people's wives. Haki ya Mungu. And that trait is in somebody in Kenya here also. You know, Karimi, you know the person.
Nitamutaja leo.
Goja kidogo. So there is someone who might be just beating this younger man because of his beautiful wife. Because why do you beat the younger man? You have defeated him in an election. Muache.
You have stolen his victory.
You have stolen his victory, not defeated. You have stolen it. You have rigged it. Okay, the results have come out. You have been handed power. Even now, you go for him to beat him.
Yes.
You look his wife, him and the wife to die of hunger. And we should not talk about this. You gagas not to talk about this. We are going to send Anonymous to block your internet. You will also not write on internet to us. Walaya Mungu. if they have not done it. Yes, Trump is not writing. Where is Trump writing on the internet? He used to wake up in the morning to call us shithole, shithole, Africans shithole. Where is he now?
He has entered the shithole.
He has entered the shithole. Trump is in the shithole. He called us shithole, shithole. So Museveni should not write on the internet, or any of his people also. We want to put them in darkness. Today, from today. Even if they return the internet, them know. Because they gave their date of birth. Once you give your date of birth and it is there, Americans will find you. So let the battlefield start. Those are very silent methods. Don't go and break people's shops. Don't ban anybody. Don't beat up anybody. Don't fight with those soldiers. Let them stay. He has poured as many. Everywhere you walk, there is a green uniform. So it's all right. Don't fight them. There are other ways of expressing your point without violence. But I have tried to talk, to use silent diplomacy. As a leader of 65 years, a veteran critic, a veteran politician who has fought Museveni since 1981, to tell the world silently, to tell Rugunda, please don't heighten the temperature. Seek dialogue. Go and talk, even if you call these people quietly and tell them I stole it, but give me time to arrange it to go.
That is a serious redemption strategy. That's a serious redemption strategy.
They will agree. Oh, miaka moja, 6 months. They will agree. But don't beat them up. Please. Please, don't beat them up. Don't use the Konyi, the style that you used on Konyi in northern Uganda. Until I stood firm. It is me who stood firm. If Ugandans who are seeing me for the first time have not seen me. This is the man who said, no, no, President Museveni, no way. You have to talk to these rebels. Museveni could not agree to talk to the rebels. I stood firm. I am 6.6 feet tall. He beats me by a half an inch because he's from that area where they drink milk. I stood firm and told Rwakana Rugunda and told Salva Kiir. I told Salva Kiir, Riek Machar. I told Kibaki. I told the European Union. I told the UN. I told the AU. I told IGAD. And I was tasked to go and look for the rebels. I looked for the rebels. Have you ever sat in front of rebels who have killed 1 million people and I come back alive? Look at me. God, thank you very much. I came back alive. What haven't I brought for Uganda? I have a record of bringing peace in northern Uganda, which Museveni did not want. The Acholis are voting today because of Masanga. Yes. Check the history. Check it. It is me who brought that peace. I brought back 100,000 men. And now Museveni is playing. They are there. Some of them have graduated. They are commanders, that the ones he takes in Mogadishu. Don't you see Commander Paul Lokech? Where is he? Who is he? Do you really know him? I know him better. That's my commander, my younger commanders. I brought them back for them to be integrated in the army. They have kept quiet. They are even, yesterday he got votes there. I'm told he changed it. As they were transmitting, they cut 00, they cut 50, 200, 200, 200. So that is, but there is peace. Therefore, the people of Uganda today must embrace the BBI, must embrace Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga method of building bridges.
That's correct.
That's what I'm preaching. It is not difficult for Kenya to sit and watch. Kenyan intelligence and security agencies must monitor what is happening across the bridge. You cannot cut somebody's water, somebody from food, surround his house. What does he eat? Bob Wine is surrounded, kept in a self-quarantine, without food, without medicine, without the lawyer. It is not worth it. And we cannot sit here pretend. Then what type of elder am I in Africa? If I don't speak out here, because I fear that, oh, people say, oh, this will, no, we must speak. What East Africa are you going to create? What East African community are you going to create? If you have one president locking a younger man of 38 years because of his beautiful wife, is there another reason why Bob Wine is being locked? Apart what? The man stole the election. He declared himself. Then why are you locking him up? Maybe because of his baby wife. You know, there are some men who are jealous, but they don't say. You know them, you are from Nyamira and you are from Meru. Anakuona unavaa shati, anaenda kwa dukani kununua shati. He goes to the same shop to buy the same shirt and even the color. In fact, specifically, he tells the color. He tells the shopkeeper, I want the shirt with this color. So that as a neighbor, he also walks up. As you are driving your car, you see him in your color. That is the type of president we have. Atakiwe mtu kitu mzuri.
Another one is in the masquerading.
Another one is in Kenya here, wearing like the same, having cows with long horns. This man says the cows were stolen from where? There's cattle rustling about around West Pokot and they exchange cows. You know, this is something is not rhyming. So the Kenyan authorities must be sensitive and alert to the situation across the bridge. And therefore, I want to submit two things that we have discussed today. The Nairobi governorship, mayor, the governor of Nairobi, the government cannot sit. Necessity has no law. Jesus told you that if it is necessary to go in a pit latrine on Sunday to pull out your child, you wait for Monday. Do you wait for Monday? We are traveling with Karimi or Professor Nyari or Kidi, and I fall in a river. You wait for Monday to pull it out because Sabbath is supposed to be a holiday. The people of Uganda, the people of Kenya, the people of East Africa, the people of Africa must speak about the injustices that are being committed in the region. Otherwise, we cannot have an East Africa. Integrated East Africa. When we have one country locking its opponents in a house, cut off food, electricity, the water, and allow the younger man to suffer. If he has committed crimes, it is better for them, let them take him to court, but not to be locked up indefinitely. No, 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 no.
That's true.
Mzee Ruakana Rugunda, as I finish this program, look for my London number is coming. I'm going to chase you until I get you. I will chase you like I got you the other time. I told you, leave this thing here. Don't raise the nationalism of Buganda. Please. Please. Find a dialogue. Find a way to discuss with these people. These people have a legit reason why a whole district, their votes were not added. Now why do you blame them? You should blame Electoral Commission now. That gave you wrong results, which you are celebrating on. You are celebrating on wrong results.
Yes.
I'm a Ugandan also. My mother is a Ugandan. My father is a Ugandan. They are born in the mountains that rejected the only constituency. Walaya Mungu kata mnaleta tena rudisha tutapiga 150%. They listen to me in that district. Forget about these smaller districts. You have subdivided us. Because I'm the only outstanding critic. From 1981, I've never given you space. And I'm in that district, if you didn't know. So be prepared. I'm 10,000 miles away. But my voice is felt on the ground. What about if I was closer? So, my dear brothers and sisters, those watching us, for 36 years, people have sat and down. That's why Uhuru Kenyatta wants to stop this nonsense in Kenya. Let me ask you Kenyans on this panel and answer me quick answers. You think you can hold the election of 2022 without reforms? I begin with Professor. No, Professor, you come in later. Younger generation. You know, for us, we gave a baton. And by the way, before we go, I want to tell my viewers who are in millions, who are viewing me now, I surrendered my baton to the younger generation. And I told Besigye, don't try this time. Surrender to somebody. Because when you grow a child, grown up like a kiddie, my firstborn is 41 years old. Why should I be in politics fighting? I've not made him an army general. I've not made her an army general. She has got her own job through merit in the United Kingdom. I've not made her an army general. But if my child, like I have, studying political science and becomes a politician, you call him a dynasty or her? This is the question you Kenyans must answer. Can we call Dr. William Ruto's child a dynasty or a hustler? He has one of the best cars in Nairobi, I'm told, Audi something, which costs about 52 million shillings. Which can, 52 million. An Audi, the latest version. And a kiddie, I think you have seen it, I don't know. So, do we call him a hustler or what is he? If he has got, my child has got a nice car out of sweat, why do I discriminate him? Why do you discriminate President Uhuru Kenyatta because he was born by Jomo Kenyatta? Politics of compensation, compensational politics creates a hatred. Because Onyango sold you the first pair of shoes. Eh? You remember what this guy said? My father bought me shoes at Onyango Butter Shop. So if you grew up jiggers eating you, like some of us, yes, we grew up in the villages where there were jiggers. If there is a person among us whom a jigger has not beaten, tell me, unless you are not a real person. Me jiggers beat me. Because my father was not a thief. My father was a Christian. My mother is a mother. She's present today. 90 years old. Mama, they are here. 90 years old. She never stole. But she sent me to school. I was walking barefooted, 5 miles in the morning, 5 miles back, with roasted cassava. Should I blame Obote's children for having gone in helicopter? Should I blame Museveni's children for having gone by helicopter? Because I went by legs, by foot, with sometimes even the jigger is pinned on by walking on tarmac, on maram. The stone pins fears the jigger to come out. These things are happening in ordinary Africa. But you see where we are. Today we have PhD doctorate. But we don't envy those. I don't fight. Don't create class struggle to win an election. So in a nutshell, the question I ask can, and I begin with Karimi, be very precise in your ending remarks as we end this show. And we shall come back at 3 p.m. East African time with the Diaspora Dispatches. And you know the motto. That is when Uganda and other areas of Africa will come on fire. With Miriam. She should be back. If she's not back from, I will handle the program myself today. So viewers, don't go away. Still Uganda. Kenya needs to know what is happening in Uganda. And the only channel that is going to bring you the truth is this truth. Because we speak it as it is from the ground. So can Kenya hold elections of 2022 without electoral reforms? Kirimi.
Thank you, Dr. Masanga, and thank you for that great exposition about Uganda and also how the country in Uganda can be able to run from our country and also be able to integrate the opposition and also do more to be able to integrate their nation and also bring peace in their country and also move their country in terms of governance and development forward. On the question of if Kenya can handle elections or hold elections in 2022 without reforms is a no. Why? This is my reason of saying we cannot be able to have elections in 2022 without reforms. In 2022, if the same commission in Kenya today, if the same chairman is at the helm that has been sabotaging the BBI process, and also we have seen an incompetent man that has been taking political signs instead of being an independent commission that it is under the Constitution of Kenya 2010, we've seen commissioners who are not committed and also patriotic to be able to deliver stuff in terms of development of our country, and also we have not seen their will to be able to grow and also come out, grow our democracy in terms of elections. This is also a commission that is ended by a man that has been accused of taking political sides. We have a man at the aim at IBC today. If elections are held today, Kenya is going to be divided more than we are today. We know very well that this country is united the way we are, the peace that we are enjoying. People can move from one part of the country to another, do their businesses without any bias and without any problems because of the handshake that happened between the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, and the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the leader of opposition. So my answer is, if the same commission goes today to elections of the Republic of Kenya, we are not going to have the same government, the same people, and the same opposition again. Because if you look at it today, when we go to elections without reforms, especially at IBC, we shall have huge problems. I have a huge problem with the chairman of IBC. I have a huge problem with the people that are working at IBC. We need to reform our electoral commission. We need to be able to bring issues on board that are affecting this nation. Even as we end to elections in 2022, we can have a nation, we can have a country that we can be able to call our own, and also a country that is not divided in crass wars that we are experiencing today. For example, if BBI comes around today, we can be able to hold our elections, knowing that the people that have been stealing from us, the people that have been rooting our economy, run by the Deputy President William Ruto, are not going to hold public office in 2022. But if we do that election in such a scenario today, without reforms today, the corrupt people are not going to be prosecuted under the same judiciary that we see today, a judiciary without an ombudsman, a judiciary without checks and balances, a judiciary that is led by a rogue deputy chief justice who is the acting chief justice, and also a country with no reforms cannot be able to go and hold elections clearly, fairly, and also transparently. Because at the end of the day, what we look for as a country is a country that we can be able to hold elections and also put our people, put the people in power into account. Another thing is that even as we seek to do these reforms, I continue saying this, I shall not be united with the people that have plundered our economy, people that are suffering the reforms across the nation. I shall be united with the people that hold the same thieves who have rooted our economy into account, so that our country shall move forward. And the answer to that question, once again, is no. We cannot hold elections under the same environment that we are in today. I submit.
Thank you very much. I want to come to Kidi Lawyer. The same question. Can Kenya today hold election without the BBI amendment of the Constitution, which President Uhuru Kenyatta ably talked about this morning? And East or West, Jerusalem or no Jerusalem, Damascus or no Damascus. Remember, there is a word, a saying by Chinua Achebe, and I want to bring it to you because my son all the time, my son called Kidi, and my son called Kirini. Listen to this proverb, all of you plus professor. Those whose palm kernel were cracked by a benevolent
spirits
should not forget to be humble.
Yes.
Thank
you very much. I thank you for bringing that proverb by Chinua Achebe.
Yes. You know, for me, that is my food. I studied English literature and I passed with a distinction 2.
Thank you, Daktari.
I passed with a distinction 2. And a distinction number 2 in English literature, it means I can recite for you any of the books without reading them. Then let me tell you, because some people think that I'm not like Museveni, who has 1 Kasimorori degree from Dar es Salaam University. I studied political science with a master's degree in political science and international relations, first class. Hata wewe kidi tunakaa exam ulipa uwezi kunishinda mimi. First class in classic theory, Max theory. What theory do you want to talk? What one? Which one? I can teach you and teach the children and teach everybody. So kwa hivyo, this English literature of Chinua Achebe is my food. It's my food. And perhaps you have been away for too long. You didn't know that right now, Rugunda has just flashed. Kumbe he was watching this. They have to begin walking my walk of dialogue of BBI in Uganda. I told you I will make Raila Odinga and Uhuru great in Africa. There is one country in Africa. I'm about to finish the nitty-gritty. There is one country, and guess what it is. There is one country where the leader of opposition is about to say, I am what? And that's Malawi needs the PPI. Emerson Mnangagwa needs the PPI.
Yes.
My father-in-law in Rwanda, my brother there in-law needs the PPI in Angola with Santos. Kisekedi needs the PPI with Kabila. When I want Africa is Riaka Machar and Salva Kiir, we have put them under BBI, but they need to talk. The former Prime Minister of Somalia needs to talk BBI with the Farimajo. Everywhere Africa, Abiy in Ethiopia needs the BBI. Have you seen? So the floor is yours, Kidi.
Thank you, Dr. Mentioning BBI, it must be remembered that BBI is a demonstration of what can be achieved if we deploy unity of purpose. Back to your question is that, can we afford another election without the constitutional and legal reforms and we anticipated in the BBI? In answering that question, I would say that if we as a country attempt to go to another election without the institutional reforms anticipated in the BBI, it would be akin to playing with open flame in a room that has been doused with petrol, and the results would be very disastrous. Secondly, considering that today we have a politician who has demonstrated demagogic attitudes and actions, the danger of going to elections without such reforms is that, one, it means that we will be going to elections with an electoral infrastructure that is vulnerable to manipulation. And worst case scenario, that we have this demagogue manipulating this electoral infrastructure to his advantage, the entire country will be in tears, because we'd rather he wins through fair means than if he gets himself into office without the will of the people. In conclusion, let me also say that political questions in all democracies must always solved using political solutions. And the only times where we invite legal solutions to political problems is instances where there is massive breach of the constitutional rights or fundamental freedoms. Thank you, Daktari.
Thank you very much.
And sorry, because you mentioned Chinua Achebe, let me end by saying that I had your proverb that the people whose palm wine or palm kernels were broken for them by benevolent spirits must never forget to be humble. We are reminding them that proverbs are the palm oil with which words are eaten. Thank you, Daktari.
Ulipata gari kutoka kwa Moi. Sasa unasahau Moi. Why do you forget Moi when you got a vehicle, the first vehicle from Moi? Professor.
Very well, Dr. Masanga. Let me just have this to say.
Are you one of those who got a vehicle?
And I will want deliberately to refuse to answer that question. Why?
Because you never get.
There go for 2022 general election without the reform. Then you will bring me the feedback. You saw what happened in 2007. God spared this nation. You saw what happened in 2013, 2017. God has spared this nation. And I want to quote Matthew chapter 4, verse 7. When the devil was tempting Jesus and asking Jesus to worship him, Jesus said, don't tempt God. Kenyans, don't tempt God. Go all the full stretch and implement PPI, and you will have a peaceful elections. The protagonists who are going to participate in 2022 general elections, it is not President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, a fine gentleman. You can see drums of war have already started sounding. So we will not dare try to attempt to organize and arrange for 2022 general election without fixing our IPC, Dr. Masanga. I submit.
Thank you very much, all of you, the panel. There are millions and millions of people who have watched you this morning. And I want to thank you people in Nairobi for your good work and your efficiency and your determination and the steadfastness and the frankness of which you discuss the matters. This topic of the Uganda elections is very, very important for the people of Kenya, the security intelligence networks of Africa, East Africa, to know what is happening on the ground and about Uganda. Therefore, it is as long as the situation has not come to the building bridges initiative, as long as President Museveni goes on to shut the courts not to work, as long as he goes on to detain a younger man whose vote they have stolen and failed to add on the votes, as long as he admires the wife of this younger man, as long as he goes on doing it, because that's the only reason I've seen. Honestly, I'm sorry to say this, because there are some Ugandan men who don't want to tell you that you have got a very beautiful wife and stop there. Instead, they want to put you in jail, then come to your wife late at night to say, you come and bargain with us, then we release him. There's somebody there in that country who is this guy put up a party. You stole the election. Then why do you stop him from going out? He's not armed. He doesn't have an armed man. He has. You have even switched off. You have switched off the internet. Why don't you allow him to go out? It's very funny. But I want to thank you for tackling the question, especially the lawyer, Kidi, and my brother Kirimi and Professor Onyali. You capped it very well. There are only 4 ways that you can remove this woman. In fact, 4 ways. One of them is death. She has died. If she dies today, then lakini huyu it looks he has already ameshika hii kitu, kumtoa itakuwa rambe kubwa sana. So that is what we call strategy. If someone doesn't know what strategy is, because there is a lacuna of the law. There is a lacuna in the law, the constitution. The lawyer will tell you. That lacuna gives leeway for the act of the Public Local Government Act to come into place. And therefore, when Uhuru Kenyatta says, let him clean the constitution, you say he's a madman. You call him names. But have you seen that? That is one lacuna that shows that the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya needs a lot of molding, overhauling. There are so many loopholes because a court on the cut and the paste. You know, people who are lesser students in school, cut and the paste, cut the American Constitution and the paste it on us. This is not a Kenyan Constitution. A third world country constitution to look like the Kenyan Constitution. The world would be in chaos. There are some things that you must seal and seal permanently. Look at the lacuna in the Public Local Government Act, which empowers the local county councils. You a lawyer, you have quoted one of them today here. You can't manage them. These guys are not going to relinquish that power.
I quoted section 32 of the County Governments Act.
Exactly. It is a lacuna. There is a lacuna there in law. And therefore the lawyers of the county council are going to say, this is the position we have to take, given. But there is no judge in Kenya who can today stand up and cut you off because of national interest. The country first, then everything next. You get my point? The rest, no judge can make. In fact, Chief, then if you say the courts were wrong, why did they allow the judge to go and swear her? Karimi, it is even more complicated there. Have you seen? There is a high court judge who came to swear the lady into office. You mean she didn't know the law was wrong? Thank you very much, my younger generation. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you for doing a good job. And John Smith, you have been complaining that the panel is full of people who are pro-BBI. I have no problem you coming in also. Then you meet the panel and they will show you who they are. They are also very deadly men. So next time, just fill in your name and get our code numbers of Zoom and come in. I have no problem of engaging you. Don't hide behind the name John Smith when you could be Kibet or Maina. So just come in and do what we have. I want to thank you, all of you, gentlemen. We see you at 3 p.m. East African Standard Time on Diaspora Dispatches if you are available. And if you are available, I think let's make it lively. This is we are going to look at the events on the African continent, including the war where Museveni has troops in Central African Republic. The rebels are inching closer to capturing the city of Bangui in Central African Republic. So is it for diamonds or what interest has Uganda troops got in Central African Republic? We shall discuss this and many other issues at 3 p.m. East African Standard Time. For now, from the Political Command Center in London, channeled through with the help of SBC satellite systems in South Africa and the German in Berlin. We want to thank you so much, our sister state stations, for carrying beaming our broadcast worldwide in more than 157 countries in sub-Saharan below in the world. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you, Karimi. God bless you, Kidi. God bless the professor. Thank you very much. Karanja is a bit unaware for he has a fever, but he will be back anytime tomorrow. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Punchline Africa, the technical team behind there back in Nairobi. Thank you very much for beaming us live. We thank you very much. Bye-bye. Back to you in the headquarters in Nairobi, technical team. God bless you.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.